I notice people are really fed up with this old way of selling and portraying and, oh yeah, buy this, oh look at that, oh, like it's not cutting it anymore, especially if you are not a big company like that. It doesn't make any sense. And if you want to start YouTube, if you're starting YouTube, if you're in the phases where it's like not really popping off yet, it's very important to know these things and to find these things out. But social selling, that's what it's called, and that's right. Like that's the future. Social selling is the future, and I'm not talking about social media. I'm talking about, like, for example, I'm starting my fashion brand, and I'm not only selling fashion and it looks this way and that way and it's organic cotton and stuff, and that's all true, but it's more about the message behind it, and there's something deeper to it, and that's like it has the essence of me as an artistic, philosophical, spiritual person, and there are other people who align with that, and now more than ever I know that there are more and more and more people who think deeply and they care about more than just what's on the outside, what's on the superficial level. And that's who I appeal to, and everybody else who doesn't see that, I don't really mind, it's like they're not my friends, you know what I mean? So instead of being like imagining yourself to be in the marketplace, like it doesn't matter if you're looking for a relationship or whatever, and you're just putting yourself there like a piece of meat and trying to be the most appealing and trying to stand out. Like, why would you dim your light like that and say, oh, well, that's all what it is about because that's the first thing you see? Well, yeah, that's true. But that also means you can portray yourself in a more deeper and essential way, you know what I mean? When you're authentic, certain people get it and others don't, and that's fine. If it's like 30 people who get this video, cool. I'm really happy with that because I see it as my friends. I don't see it as like random people and all of these things. Now that everything is online, now that people are socializing less and less, that means that, there was a rise in parasocial relationships, and now people are more interested in authenticity than ever before. Like our friends are now online. There's a video I watched recently of a old Chinese lady that has a lot of wisdom, and I like watching her content. And instead of saying subscribers, she says friends. So all of the subscribers she has are friends to her. It puts things into perspective, Like, we can easily compare ourselves and say, oh, I have 40 subscribers, that's nothing. But if you say I have 40 friends, that's a lot, right? Yeah, so just a background thing, like my work that I do is basically, it's e-commerce, I'm a manager, but that's not what it is. What it really is portraying a better brand image and teaching business owners to have an awareness of how they come off to people. Because the old capitalistic times are over, believe it or not. Like, yeah, things like Amazon, they work because it's convenient and it has some perks to it and everybody knows it. Okay, cool. But now we're not talking about that. We're talking about your personal brand. We're talking about, and even if you're not selling anything, you're still a brand, you still have an image. And if that image doesn't add up to what you want and what you actually value, then, well, you're gonna have problems, having relationships, finding friends, and finding people who align with you, because you're not clear and you're not communicating properly. That's a part of communication, Yeah, and it's easy to say, have a self-deprecating mindset and to say, oh, well, I'm just boring, I'm just ugly, and that's that. I have nothing to offer, and that's that. Yeah, cool, then lay down in a grave, but I wouldn't suggest that, I don't really promote these things. So that's what I do, help people to have an image. So the thing that these businesses I work for fail at is that they don't understand that, and they can't do it. Like, if I talk to them, I'm like, so what makes your brand special? And they talk about it. But as soon as you have to write it down, put it on your website, suddenly they're blank. And I'm like, look, just what you told me. Like, imagine talking like you're talking to a friend. Also on YouTube, I think that's like really grinding people's nerves now is the inauthenticity. And you can be an authentic person, but still not communicating that properly. You're talking like you're some all-knowing thing, like you're higher than, you're on a pedestal, and everybody else needs to listen and learn. Yeah, cool, but you know what I mean? Like, if you have a friend who's asking for advice, you would not talk to them like that. So that's what I think is very important now, to see people as people, even if they're just showing up as numbers somewhere. Because if you treat it in a superficial way, then you're gonna get little results, in my opinion, because you're competing with all of the superficiality of the world that has a lot of money behind it. So they're always gonna be at an advantage, and people can only focus on so much at a time, you know what I mean? So there's no reason to compete with that. To attempt to compete with that, it's just stupidness, to be honest with you. And that's why I'm so successful at what I'm doing. I'm not talking about YouTube now, I'm talking about my work. That's why people see the value in what I do, and it's like, it just clicks. It just clicks, but you have to be real, you have to get real with these things. And the more insecurities you have, the more it's tempting to just try to do what other people do, like don't lean into it. This woman, this Chinese woman that I watch, she talks slowly, very calm, and this slow talking is something that gets on my nerves if other people do it, but the way she does it, with like being very calm and thinking about everything she says, taking her time, coupled up with like just also calm filming style, like whatever it is, being in a park or something, that just works. Leaning into your authentic energy is magnetic, people can tell, and people like that, because that's what true authenticity is. That's what it means to be yourself, and it takes time, that's the thing. It takes some development, some growth and time and maturity even, because you really have to accept yourself deeply. And not only that, you have to actually love your unique self, So there's things that we do that can get on certain people's nerves, that some people don't like, but then others really enjoy that about us. And if we are tempted by these haters, if we're tempted by these certain people who just don't like us for some reason, are you gonna determine your whole personality on this? Like, you're gonna strip part of yourself away now, leaving some skeleton behind. Like, put on some muscle, you know what I mean? In a metaphorical way. Put on some muscle, like, grow what is already there, Develop what's already there, nurture what's already there. If you are a dark person that can be a little bit negative and pessimistic, lean into it a little. Obviously, that was maybe a bad example, because it's all about value. I made a video about how you can be successful when you're not normal. I would really suggest you to watch it if you feel like this speaks to you and this whole topic we're talking about today, because really going a bit more in depth into the value thing, and if you're actually serious about something like starting a business, finding the love of your life, finding really real friends, having a YouTube, whatever it is you want to do, if you're serious about it, I would suggest to watch that video after this one. So let's wrap it up. And it can take time. For some people it doesn't, and for other people it does, and the same is with relationships, finding friends, all of these things. That's just how it is. But that's what you get when you commit to being authentic, because the end result is priceless. I don't care to have thousands and thousands of subscribers if they don't care, if they don't really care about the message and they don't really align with my values. Like, there's no reason to have these people just be there for what? Like, why would I need 3,000 followers on Instagram if nobody cares about anything I do? Like, that's not what it's about, Prefer to have 50 people who actually care, and I know even, maybe. Yeah, it depends. But yeah, whatever. So think about the way you brand yourself, or if you want to do anything, what's really the essence of you? Like, how are you as a person? And why do you not show that? Like, why do you feel like you have to? I mean, there's many reasons to feel like we have to adapt and change and stuff, but that's wrong. We have to grow as people. We can work in our communication and all of these things, but that's all, right? We have to, at the same time, lean into the essence of who we are and portray that, because that's what's gonna make people either really like us or not like us, and they know what it's about. Nobody's wasting time, and people feel like if they found something special because they did. But if you're hiding that, then what's really there to like? What's there to even make you be memorable in somebody else's eyes? So it doesn't matter if it's business, if it's personal, romantic, friendship, getting the job you want, career-wise. To me, authenticity is all that matters, and that's the thing. Like, everybody says, "Oh, be yourself," and it's true. But it is complex. It is complex, and it's not the easiest thing in the world, because you have to go all the way. You can't just do it partly, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, let me know if you found this valuable in any type of way. If you have anything to add, like the video, please subscribe if you care, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.